This has been a great couple of months recently, with 9.8 gaining more visibility. But every time I show the world a new video of the game, I get these comments. That's basically Spaceflight Simulator. Fast-paced Spaceflight Simulator. That is basically Spaceflight Simulator, just more detail. Spaceflight Simulator is free. Not gonna lie, Spaceflight Simulator better. My guy, how short is the atmosphere? Even Spaceflight Simulator Classic is more realistic. Just play Spaceflight Simulator, gang. What makes it different from Spaceflight Simulator? Reminds me of both Space Agency and Spaceflight Simulator. Looks like Spaceflight Simulator but more complicated. Spaceflight Simulator Clone, which is a clone of Kerbal Space Program, double clone. And look, I see it. You stack rocket parts, you launch them, you reach orbit, you miss the landing, and you pretend it was a scientific mission. The comparison is fair. But then you build a plane, and you can harpoon a moving asteroid, and you can land in an alien ocean, and you can discover that every moon in the neighborhood is pulling on your spacecraft, and on the other moons and planets as well. So yes, these games do begin in a similar place, they just don't stay there for very long. Spaceflight Simulator is insanely cool, I have to be honest though. Coming from Kerbal Space Program initially, I just never put a lot of time or effort into Spaceflight Simulator besides the odd Mars rover mission. I like designing a rocket and putting it to the big final test of the universe at large, but what I like the most is systems and a sense of progression. So yeah, I decided to start my own space program, my own space game, and thus 9.8 is born. I'd like to use this video to go a bit into some of the systems where I feel 9.8 really stands out, especially in comparison to Spaceflight Simulator, starting right away with vehicles and environments. In 9.8 the construction system isn't only for rockets, just like Spaceflight Simulator and Kerbal Space Program in a way. But in here you can add wings, you can add control surfaces, you can add the right engine, and you have an aircraft. Lift, drag, and atmospheric density affect how it flies. You can reach an ocean, and physics change again. Vehicles can splash down, they can float, they can interact with liquids through buoyancy and hydrodynamic forces. And the same construction system can produce rockets, planes, rovers, boats, submarines, helicopters, and even balloons. The question isn't only can this reach orbit, it is what can I build that will allow me to explore this environment as if I was actually in control of a space agency. Physical asteroids. And these aren't just background decorations. At the moment the game is initialized with 10,000 living asteroids, and after 5 minutes a few of them have already disappeared, having impacted planets or other asteroids or the star itself. Can more be created? Yes, but I won't spoil how. So you can locate them, you can intercept them, you can collide with them, you can harpoon them, you can potentially redirect them for mining, for resources, or exceptionally for poor decisions as well. They aren't just another icon on the map, they are part of the simulation. And body physics. That simulation also applies to gravity. Every celestial body exists inside the same gravitational system. So you fly near a moon and it doesn't wait politely for you to enter an invisible region before affecting your spacecraft, also known as a sphere of influence, which is a very interesting concept that the universe does not agree with that much. It was already pulling on you from the start, yes, while you were still standing on the launch pad. So that can create unstable orbits, unexpected encounters, and opportunities to manipulate several gravitational influences at once. Sometimes it produces an elegant gravity assist, sometimes it produces a new crater. Fictional worlds. And because 9.8 isn't recreating our solar system, the destinations can be much stranger and even on the edge of physics, let's put it this way. You have ocean planets, you have moons with rings, you have moons of moons, you have planets with unusual terrain and environmental conditions. Each world has a procedural three-dimensional surface, while the game remains readable from a 2D perspective. The worlds are also dynamic, although this is in very early stages at the moment. But I'm already setting the foundation for dynamic crater creation, terrain leveling, and even terraforming in the future. You aren't traveling to a static, smaller version of Mars again. You're actually wondering what the next place you're visiting is going to look like, and what will you be able to do over there. And the space program layer. The biggest difference appears after your rocket is built. Rockets cost money, your missions will fund the next launch. Cargo needs to reach the right destination, crew needs a transport system, and an explosion isn't only funny, it's a financial event. Over time, individual missions become stations, mining operations, infrastructure, and colonies. In active development is also the research and development and the science systems, which give you a reason to explore the universe in search of science goodies, and then each part that you want to attach to your rocket is going to go through a research and development cycle where you design it and you choose exactly what purpose they are going to fulfill, and then you press develop. Multiplayer. This is a big one, but I also don't want to talk too much about it as this is still in heavy prototype mode. At the moment we can have 2 sessions with their own rockets, each sharing the same universe, and that's about it. Commentary on the architecture will be for a later video. 9.8 is inspired by the games that came before it, but it uses that foundation to pursue a different fantasy. Not only building rockets, but also building aircrafts and helicopters and redirecting asteroids and exploring alien oceans and building infrastructure and turning one launch pad into an entire civilization across the stars. Same genre, different game. 9.8 is currently in development and you can wishlist it now on Steam.